It took DICE more than a year, but they finally made it. Slide spamming is officially gone from Battlefield 1. Not many YouTubers seem to be mentioning this in their videos and generally making videos about it, but it's actually a very important thing when it comes to the core gameplay of Battlefield. Let's be real, none of us likes those automatico tryhards slide spamming 24/7. And on top of that, we also got a final fix for the ADAD spam, which was quite of a problem, at least here on PC. And if that wasn't enough, DICE also changed the spawn system. I just don't get it. So many important changes in the core gameplay, and none of the Battlefield YouTubers actually made video about it. Well, maybe except for one guy whose name starts with W, but he's first in everything on Battlefield, so I'm not even counting that. Anyway, back to the slide spamming fix. How did DICE actually manage to fix it? If you guys played previous CTE build, you would know that slide spamming here was just terrible. And not because it was abused, but because it was totally useless. After you perform the slide, you are pretty much stuck in one place for like a second as your punishment for using the slide. Which didn't make any sense at all, because you couldn't even slide to the guy that you wanted to revive and run away quickly. You would just end up dead. So naturally, it received tons of negative feedback and DICE listened to us. They came up with another idea, and this one is simply great. In the new fix that will be making it to the vanilla Battlefield 1, you are only punished for sliding if you perform more than one slide in a row. If you want to slide to a dead teammate to revive him, or just duck behind cover, you will do it without any complications. However, if you will try sliding more than one time in a row, well, you will run into some problems here. Once you start doing it, your character will actually end up crouch spamming instead of slide spamming. And although crouch spamming can save you sometimes in Battlefield, it isn't really the best tactic to go with. Not only does it make your accuracy a lot lower, but also it makes aiming a lot harder. It's a godlike tactic to win 1v1 in Battlefront 2, but in Battlefield 1, it just sucks. And as I have already mentioned at the beginning of this video, DICE also managed to fix ADAD spam, allowing players to rapidly change their movement directions, especially in 1v1 scenarios. It was messing up hitboxes, hit registration, and generally, it was a very cheap tactic to use. If you played previous CTE patches, you probably know that we had one patch that made you feel like you are ice skating when you were trying to move side to side. Then we had a second patch making you feel like you were wasted all the time. And finally, in the third patch, we got the right values and it doesn't feel like you are wasted. It doesn't feel like you are ice skating, it actually feels like you are moving on the ground. No, but seriously guys, props to everyone who did that and was responsible for creating those fixes, because it massively changed the core gameplay. All those frustrating moments when the other guy won 1v1 or got away from your bullets because he was just spamming his way out of the action are gone. You're not gonna come across those ever again, at least in Battlefield 1. And the third major fix that DICE applied to the game is the time that it takes you to spawn from the orbit to the ground, or actually transit from the orbit to the actual battlefield. Well, call it however you want, after all it's the same thing. Again, personally for me it is a great improvement, because who likes to sit in spawn screen in 2017? No one does, although I got to admit that the new sped up animation is just awful. Don't ask me why, I just don't like it. It's too fast. And I'm not complaining that spawning is too fast, I just don't like the current animation, so just get those facts straight. Because I bet that I'm gonna read comments of people saying that one second I say I love this change and the other second I'm saying it's awful. But since I mentioned it now, it's gonna happen anyway. And the second great change in the spawn system coming to Battlefield 1 with December patch is that from now on, if you spawn, you don't have this 1 second of not being able to control your character. You can do it right after you spawn, you can shoot, you can move, you can jump, and by the way, this was not me putting gunshot in the voiceover to illustrate that you can shoot, it was actually a water bottle and I just don't want to record this part again, so I'm sorry for leaving it in the recording guys. Anyway, that would be it for this video. Let me know what do you think about those new changes. Do you like them or maybe you don't? Write down the comment. Remember that if you want to get more Battlefield 1 updates from me, you can follow my Twitter, which is linked in the description. Plus you can also see it on the screen right now. And as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield!